How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to a Miata Monday. Now, I don't think I can stay here because it's way too windy. Right now, I'm actually on an island in the middle of a river. But it's way too windy and it's way too cold. Well, now we are back in the relative quietness of my garage. You guys might have noticed that I got a new camera. It is a Canon 80D with a 10 to 18 millimeter lens. It's a super wide angle lens and it's really awesome. That is why you can see everything behind me. In fact, let's just go ahead and do a little bit of a cinematic montage. The camera is awesome, but that's not what you guys came here for today. Today is the day that you guys get to see the Miata on the dyno. Sadly, I wasn't able to get my own footage of the car on the dyno, but the awesome guys at Mobile One Inc. did get their own footage. It's not the best quality, but it does the job. I want everyone to come up with a number in their mind they think that this 1.6 liter is now making. The goal was 220 wheel horsepower, so let's see what it did. First run. Now on that run, it got 222 wheel horsepower and 191 wheel torque on 10 PSI. The car had a little bit more in it on that amount of boost, so let's watch the second run. Now that run, it made 223.9, so 224 wheel horsepower and 197 wheel torque. I think that's what it was. And that was the final run. So right now, this car is making 224 wheel horsepower, 197 wheel torque, taking in a 15% drivetrain loss, which is about what the Miatas have. This thing is making around 260 crank horsepower. That is as much as a 2004 Mustang GT with a 4.6 liter V8. 1.6 liter, 4.6 liter, same power. This car also weighs 2,300 pounds. So that's pretty much 1 horsepower per 10 pounds, right? Yeah, that's 10.3 pounds per horsepower. And let me tell you guys, the car is so fun to drive. It's actually a little scary. It spins all of first gear and a little bit of second. Depends on where you are, what road, what pavement. But sometimes you can get squirrely in second, and dude, it's so fast. At least compared to all the other cars I've driven, it's so fast. The car is pretty much worthless on dig races. Like I said, it can't get grip in first, and second sometimes gets grip. But doing some roll races, I bet you this thing can keep up with some muscle cars. Stock muscle cars, of course, but maybe. But honestly, that was not very much footage of this car, so let's go ahead and do some midnight runs in Mexico. So guys, that is it. The Miata is now turbocharged and running fantastically. Like I said, it's incredibly fun to drive and I'm so happy with it. I just want to take this moment to say thank you to you guys. Without all your guys' views and support and all of that, this thing would have never been turbocharged, and I really didn't expect to ever do this when I first bought the car. But now here we are, this thing is awesome, it's running great. Let me just clarify that the Miata build is not even close to being done. I want to install some big brakes, a new exhaust, it needs a new differential, this one isn't blown, but it probably will soon. Entirely new suspension, interior, we've got all sorts of things I want to do to it. So make no mistake, the build on this car is not done. Now with that being said, winter is coming. In fact, in a couple of weeks, they're probably gonna start putting salt on the roads. And that, my friends, is when I stop driving this car, because I don't want the salt to destroy it. It happens to be one of those rare Miatas with no rust, so I don't want to change that. Let's also not forget the fact that it's making lots of power and is on summer tires, so it would be a death trap. And that's why the Subaru is right over there. In fact, now that winter is coming, the Subaru build is going to start getting better. So over the winter, we'll probably have more videos on the Subaru and less videos on the Miata. It really sucks because it just got finished and I want to drive it every single day, and now winter's here and it has to sit in the garage for all of winter. That's the shitty thing about living in the Midwest and most of the United States. Why can't I move to like California or something? That would be really nice. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below and I'll try to answer as many as I can. I'll have a full walk around video on the Miata soon, going over and explaining every single part on the car and how much it all cost. So if you have any questions related to that, just subscribe and wait for that video. Speaking of subscribing, if you aren't subscribed, you should hit that subscribe button once. Leave a like, share the video, it helps out so much, words cannot explain. Yet again guys, thank you for all the support. Molly is no longer rice and is now kind of fast. Thank you again, and I will see you guys next Miata Monday. Actually, we might have a WRX Wednesday this week. Also, just look at how small this car is. Like, it looks tiny in this place. I could honestly probably fit 3 of them in here if I didn't have all this junk in the garage.